Welcome back, collectors, to Packing the Gathering. I am on video 8 in my series to open up a complete Pack Fresh 4th edition set. I'm ripping into 3 more booster packs. Let's see it. Alright, so let's get into it, shall we? Here are the 2 from the box for this week. And we will throw the rando in from outside the box pool. This week starts a new deck. We have got 12 more commons to go. That's it, just 12, and then we knock that out. I'm hoping we see at least one. Let's find out. Okay, here we go. Pack number 1. Up there. All right. Someone made a comment on the last video that, the thing about set collecting is no matter if it's the best rare or the worst rare, you still got to collect them all. And I was thinking about that. It's so true. Doesn't matter what we really pack. I think the only exciting thing at this point is going to be closing out the milestones and seeing duplicates, right, from the outside the pool. I think that'll be neat. Okay, here we go. Brainwash. Herloon. There's one. Phantasmal Terrain. Massive Pegasus. That's 2 commons that we needed. Disintegrates. Is that on my list? Holy cow, there we go. There's another one. Blue Elemental Blast. Nice looking card. Circle Protection White. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more. Here we go. Bloodlust. Go. Giant Tortoise. Spell Blast. Okay, blue-red looking. And Regeneration. Put green there. Okay. And for the uncommons, this week's number 1, Blue Ward. Total meh. Osai Vouchers, we've seen those before. And the Wall of Ice, also seen before. Okay, here we are. Rare number 1 in video 8 is Her Jackal. Okay. Target creature cannot regenerate this turn. There you go. Nothing super special today. Standard did stop things back in the day. I don't know that I ever played with it, but as a kid, I think I was probably prone to more really big creatures. Wasn't looking at my early game and curve like I do today when I'm designing decks, but there you go. Okay. All right. Pack number 2. Good solid number of commons there we needed. Happy about that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And starting pack number 2. First common, Cyclopean Mummy. Erg Raiders. Clay Statue. Ironclaw Orcs. Power Leak. Howl from Beyond. The Bog Imp. Circle of Protection Black. The Brute. Red Elemental Blast. Check it out, both of them. And Immolation. Looking like a red-blue deck so far. We'll have to see. Okay, on to the uncommons. Gloom. There you go. A little bit of color hate there. White spells cost an additional 3 to cast. White enchantments, with the activation costs, require an additional 3 to use. Okay. The Brass Man. Is that on the top? That was on the front of the pack. Check it. And the Rack. Another personal favorite. Oh, man, look at that. At the end of target opponent's upkeep, the Rack deals that player 1 damage for each card in his or her hand fewer than 3. There we go. Okay. Rare number 2 is Dragon Engine out of Antiquities. There we go. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got Circuit Protection White, or out of this pack, I don't think anything. Power sync? No. Power. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. This is the rando. So from outside of the car pool, I'm buying extra packs just to see how it impacts the rare stuff that we get. Maybe causing some duplicates. All right. For this random pack, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the bottom. Wouldn't that be great if I got another mana vault? Honestly, what I'd like to see in the uncommons, I'm looking for that strip mine. I thought we would have hit one by now, but maybe not. We'll see. I bet you there's one in the box somewhere, and I'm really looking forward to the Sylvan Library, but I want to see another mana vault in there because I think that would be kind of cool. But here we go. All right. The Giant Growth. The Dark Ritual. There you go. That's a decent pack right from the start there. Fortified Area. Eternal Warrior. The Urg Raiders. These guys are off center. Clay Statue. Ironclaw Orcs. Power Leak. Bog Imp. 2 more. Circle Protection Black. And the Brute. Over again. Okay. All right. If you want to follow along, please like and subscribe. Do the whole series, man. Just see the whole set made fresh in 2024. All right. Killer Bees. A decent one. Flash Fires. Another newbie. And Sinbad. I believe those are all net new ads. Okay. Here we go for the last rare. Outside the box pool, it is Force of Nature. Check that out. 8/8 for 6. That's kind of in line with today, right? Trample. During your upkeep, pay 4 green, or Force of Nature deals 8 to you. You can still swing with it, though. Doesn't tap it. But yeah, that upkeep, whew, kind of brutal. Definitely played with that back in the day. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to sleeve these up. I'll fast forward so you don't have to watch. And then after this, we'll do a card recap, see where we stand. Okay, some good additions there. On to the recap. All right, and welcome to the recap, where I'm going to cover our progress so far on the 4th edition complete set. In today's video, we really didn't get any heavy hitters per se, according to modern prices. The Force of Nature doesn't even show up on the list, right? So that had me thinking. I pulled out my 1995 Scry magazine for December, and, you know, it's a $10 card at the end of 1995. Of course, it was a reprint, so it's a little bit cheaper than the others, but that got me thinking. I love going to Dawnglare, and I love catching up on prices, but you really can't go back in time on this thing. So I decided to do that. I recorded all of the 1995 Scry prices for all of the 4th edition, and I came up with some cool-looking things. Here is a list of your top 10, or at least top 10 prices for 4th edition cards from 1995. Number 1 would have been the Shivan Dragon at $17.50. We've seen that bad boy. Followed by the Royal Assassin, and today's Force of Nature, and the Nightmare we've previously packed as well. And some interesting things that were on here that kind of like jarred some memory was obviously Colossus of Sardia, the Time Elemental. I used that quite a bit. A classic in Goblin King, and the Urza's Avenger. I didn't realize it was such an expensive card from back in the day. But Northern Paladin I used quite frequently. And those are your top 4th edition cards from 1995. And if you're curious, I did tally up the total cost of a 4th edition set was $934.20, according to the upper value out of Scry. We are less than half that now, closer to a third. But what's interesting to me is that the vast majority of these cards showing on the screen today
have all dropped in value. It's very few of these have actually retained any. Like the Shivan Dragon, I think, is in the $4 mark, right? And considering the cards from 1995 in your personal collection, leave me a comment below. Let me know what your most treasured 4th edition card was. I'd love to hear it. I did start video 8 and 9's 6 sealed 4th edition booster draft, the mock draft that I put together. So right now, all the cards from today's video have been listed. I'll leave a link in the comments below. But let's get to the numbers. So in our previous week, we started with 196 cards collected. We added 14 this week for a total of 210. That is 52% complete, adding 4% for a total of 56% total cards collected. Last week, we ended at $136.40. This week, we have collected $3.35 for a total of $139.75, which is 38% up 1% to a total of 39% of the total card value. Looking at our types, basic lands, of course, has not moved yet. Commons went from 90 and we added 4% for 94. Uncommons started at 43% and we added 5% for 48% of the total. And rares went from 17, add 3 to a total of 20%. Our overall grand total collection went from 52 plus 4, 56. Numbers match there. We have now added 3 packs. So we are at 21 booster packs, which is a total of 315 total cards opened. And we added this week 14 to our collection, which brings our yield currently to about 50% of the cards. And looking at the cost of purchasing packs, 18 number is now 21. And using the 2 packs from our box at $45.62 a piece. And our 1 rando I purchased for $46.15. That's shipping and tax included. Brings our addition to at $137.39. So we're looking at still right around that $45.32 mark. And according to today, TCG Player, a 4th edition booster pack, we can get in that for $49 pretty much. Looks like $48.96 shipping included, or basically $39 with $10 shipping. So we'll bring that to 49, and we're still in the same area here. We're not exceeding it or beating it too greatly, which is what I expect overall. Looking at the spillover set, last week we had 95. We added 9 this week for a total of 104. We went from 25%. We added 3 to a 28% total collected quantity in the spillover. Previous week we started at $22.52 and added $1.82. For a grand total of $24.34, not jumping up too much. 6% total, add 1, 7% of value. Looking at our commons, we went from 64 and added 5% to 69%. Uncommons went from 9, we added 3 to 12%, and we have yet to see a spillover in the rares. Moving on to our most frequent. Again, lands have not changed at all. Commons, we did hit 2 5s. And then we had some extras brought in with the 4s. The uncommons still stayed at 2 on everything, although we had a couple shake around there. And the rares just shifted in that they are listed in alphabetical order, and I'm grabbing the top 10. And that brings us to the end of this week's video. We are really close to halfway through the box. I believe next video is video 9. That would be exactly halfway. So half the box is gone at the end of next video. Maybe I'll do a recap. I'm not sure yet. And that's all I got for you this week. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next one.